Morning, my friends. I decided to take you on a little walk this morning. It's Christmas Eve, and it's very, very early, and it's very, very peaceful. And not everybody's getting out for a walk this morning. Some people might not have the time. Some people might not know the value. And I don't even always do this, but I was inspired to today. I've got something in mind that I could maybe share with you that might make this video worth watching, whether you're willing to consider doing it, or if it's just planting a seed that you maybe start considering things a little bit differently. Maybe it'll encourage you to look at things a little bit differently. A lot of what I've learned is valuable isn't either what we're taught or even considered acceptable. But we can't let other people's lack of understanding or lack of acceptance dictate what we do if we're truly invested in developing ourselves. It's not about just getting outside. It's about connecting, reconnecting. This is why people are pulled to go camping or go for nature walks. As we get away from it all. It's a little bit different to take a camcorder on a walk like this and try and relay a message of value instead of just being. But a person can practice being while they're communicating. It just takes development. A walk is very much like meditation. It's like putting things aside for a little bit. And we don't do this enough in our culture, in the East here anyways. We've learned to put value into things that honestly distract us away from practices like this. And until you practice these and start developing them, you really don't understand the value that's behind them. Not long ago, a friend of mine asked me if I still meditate, and I said, I don't know really too many people that develop a practice of meditation and then put it aside or stop doing it, because once you do it, the value of it is so undeniable that what's the alternative? To go back to being led by the mind, the ego, the struggling, the lack of peace. It's not an option for those that are invested in the peace. I know the world and the mind can make things seem like there are things that are more desirable, and we can play that game and we can walk the line and kind of go back and forth and ebb and flow through it, but we really, if we get away from the meditation, we'll find that we're tiptoeing, or maybe diving fully into that ocean of stress again, and the only thing that gets us out of it isn't more of the mind and more of the world. it's less of it. And once we've developed that way to get out of it or to get away from it or put it aside via meditation, it's always there for us. It's just our choice in the moment. Are we ready to use it? Are we ready to access it? I'm going to take a little turn. I'll show you something here. These are trees. These are trees. Their roots extend into the ground. Many energy workers, healers, talk about grounding. It removes our excess energy. It pulls us out of the head, out of the thinkingness. And what do you suppose we do with these guys other than look at them? This is a big guy right here. It's perfect size for me to wrap my arms around. I'm going to give this guy a hug here. I'm just going to be with it. If you find that you're inspired to do this, I encourage you to do a similar meditative state where you're just breathing deeply and slowly and relaxing, surrendering the mind. It's not about anything else right now. This is a release and a reconnection. I might even kiss a tree. I'm a little bit more than a tree hugger. This was the intention of this video, just to bring you out. I'll flip this back around. Just to bring you out and show you something that a lot of people have heard the term tree hugger, and it might mean different things to different people, and that's alright, that's fine. But the value of hugging a tree, I encourage you to research. I don't want to be your authority on it. I just want to plant some seeds that encourage people to question how they're perceiving things and not to dismiss something of value because we've built up this belief system that now has created a limitation in us. We can survive without hugging a tree. Surely we can, but grounding is very, very important. I'll talk about grounding, and I'll show some other practices of grounding for those that aren't ready to get out and hug a tree. But challenge your mind. Why aren't you ready to hug a tree? Your mind is your limitation. It's our own biggest enemy. Without getting too much into that, and I'll have a video on that in the future too. Anyways, my friends, hope you enjoyed our little walk. Have an amazing day and go and change the world.